Have you ever stood in your kitchen, pillbox in one hand, water glass in the other, and thought, am I even doing this right? Maybe it's a little voice inside that whispers doubts, or maybe it's something you've noticed, your energy dipping, your stomach acting strange, or a new pain in a place you never noticed before. It's easy to blame aging. After all, we've been told for years that things just slow down after 60. But what if I told you that some of these changes aren't just age? They could be hidden medication mistakes, quietly stealing your health. You're not alone if you've ever felt overwhelmed by prescriptions, over-the-counter meds, supplements, and advice coming from every direction. The truth is, once we cross 60, our bodies change in ways that make us more vulnerable to common but dangerous medication errors. And what's worse, these mistakes are rarely talked about until it's too late. So today we're pulling back the curtain. We're talking about 4 deadly medication mistakes that people over 60 unknowingly make. These aren't just little slip-ups. They're serious, and pharmacists everywhere are raising alarms. We're going to break them down together in simple, practical terms. No scare tactics, just real talk and smart solutions you can start today. Let's begin with something surprisingly simple, but devastating if overlooked. Taking medications at the wrong time of day. You see, timing isn't just a suggestion printed on your prescription bottle, it's science. Many medications rely on your body's natural rhythms. Take blood pressure pills, for example. If you're taking them at night when your pressure naturally dips, you could be pushing it too low, especially while you're asleep. That can lead to dizziness, falls, and worse. Silent episodes that don't show symptoms until it's too late. Then there are cholesterol-lowering statins. Some types, like simvastatin, work best when taken at bedtime because that's when your body makes the most cholesterol. Take them in the morning and they lose half their power. It's like watering a plant after the sun's gone down. Not harmful, but not nearly as helpful. Timing also matters with thyroid medications. A lot of people unknowingly take them with breakfast or even a cup of tea. But caffeine, calcium, and even fiber can interfere with absorption. That tiny white pill that seems harmless, it's powerful, but only if you take it right. Always. On an empty stomach, with plain water and at least 30 minutes before anything else. Think of it this way. Your medications are like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Every instrument, every beat, has to be timed just right. One misstep and the harmony falls apart. Now let's talk about something just as common, but far more dangerous, mixing over-the-counter medications without checking interactions. This one is sneaky. OTC meds feel safe. You don't need a doctor's note. They're sitting on every pharmacy shelf, smiling in colorful boxes. But just because they're easy to buy doesn't mean they're safe for everyone, especially after 60. Let's say you have a cold. You reach for a decongestant. Seems harmless, right? But if you're also on medication for high blood pressure, that decongestant, especially one with pseudoephedrine, can spike your blood pressure fast. You might feel your heart race, your hands shake, or you may not feel a thing until you're in an ambulance. Or consider painkillers. You've got a sore back, so you take ibuprofen again and again, day after day. But if you're also on blood thinners like warfarin or aspirin, that ibuprofen could increase your bleeding risk. Even worse, it can harm your kidneys over time, especially if you're not drinking enough water or already have blood pressure issues. And don't get me started on antacids. That chalky tablet may soothe your stomach, but it can block absorption of important medications like iron or certain antibiotics. Suddenly, a condition you thought you were treating is getting worse, not better. So what can you do? First, slow down. Before you take anything, prescription or not, check with your pharmacist. They're trained to look at your full medication profile, not just the pill in your hand. Bring them everything, even vitamins, herbal supplements, teas. You'd be shocked how many natural remedies interact with your daily meds. St. John's wort, for instance, sounds harmless, but it can weaken heart medications, antidepressants, and even birth control. Think of your pharmacist as your medication coach. They're not just there to hand you pills, they're there to protect you, but they can only help if you give them the full picture. And one more thing, don't keep old medications just in case. I know it's hard to throw them out. They cost money, they feel useful, and sometimes they even have sentimental weight. But expired medications can lose their strength, or worse, change their chemical makeup. That pill you saved from last year's surgery might not help your pain. It might hurt your stomach instead. You've made it this far in life because you've been smart, careful, and strong. Managing medications is no different. It just takes attention, a little knowledge, and the willingness to ask questions. You deserve to feel confident every time you open that pill box. Now, let's keep going. Because we've talked about timing and over-the-counter risks, but there are still 2 more mistakes that could be putting your health at serious risk. Let's take a closer look at those next. Let's talk about something that often gets brushed aside, even by the most careful people: skipping doses or adjusting medications without telling your doctor. It might not sound like a big deal. Maybe you're feeling better and you think, I'll just stop this for a few days. Or perhaps a side effect creeps in, an upset stomach, a little dizziness, and you decide to take half a pill instead of the whole one. It feels harmless. You're listening to your body, right? But here's the catch. Many medications build up slowly in your system, like layers of paint. Skipping a dose here and there may not seem like it's making a difference, but over time, the protection those medicines offer begins to peel away. Blood pressure meds, for example, work behind the scenes, keeping your heart from working too hard. Stop them suddenly and your pressure can shoot up, silently and dangerously. Or let's say you're on antidepressants or anxiety medication. You feel stable. Life feels manageable. You decide to stop cold turkey. But without a proper taper plan, your brain doesn't have time to adjust. And the withdrawal can come in waves, mood swings, insomnia, brain zaps. It's not just uncomfortable. For some, it's overwhelming. Even something as common as steroids can be risky to stop abruptly. These meds tell your body to pause natural hormone production, take them for too long and then suddenly quit, and your body can crash, fatigue, weakness, even adrenal failure. It's serious stuff, but I get it. We don't want to bother the doctor. We think they're too busy, I'll figure it out. Or sometimes it's about pride. We don't want to admit that something isn't working. But this isn't weakness. It's wisdom to speak up. Your body deserves a say in the conversation, and your doctor or pharmacist can help you adjust things safely. If you're worried about costs, side effects, or how the medication makes you feel, say it. There might be better options, new formulations, even lifestyle tweaks that allow you to reduce certain medications gradually, without risk. But doing it alone? That's like flying a plane in fog with no instruments. It might work, but the odds aren't in your favor. Let's move into our 4th major mistake, and this one affects more people than you'd think. Keeping multiple medication routines without a system. You know how it starts. One doctor gives you a pill. Then, another adds something new. Maybe a specialist adds a third. Suddenly you're juggling 5, 6, even 10 medications. Some are once a day. Others are with food. Some make you sleepy. Some keep you awake. And before you know it, you're relying on memory and a tangle of pill bottles lined up on the shelf. Now here's the thing. Memory isn't the enemy here. It's just that even the sharpest minds get tired. We all have those moments where we wonder, did I take it already? And because we're not sure, we either skip it, or worse, we take it twice. It's an innocent mistake, until it isn't. Taking a double dose of certain medications can have quick and serious effects. Think of diabetes meds that lower blood sugar. One extra pill can send your levels crashing fast, or blood thinners, where a small overdose can lead to internal bleeding. Even heart medications can cause irregular rhythms or dangerous drops in pressure if not taken exactly as prescribed. But it's not just overdosing or missing doses. The real problem is not having a consistent, organized system, a clear structure that tells your brain, this is done, no need to worry. And thankfully, the fix is simple. A good weekly pill organizer is a great place to start. Not the tiny ones, with faded letters you can barely read, but a solid, easy-to-open box with compartments for morning, noon, evening, and bedtime. Even better, set a reminder on your phone, or ask a loved one to check in with a quick text or call. It doesn't mean you're losing your independence. In fact, the opposite. It helps you stay sharp, stay safe, and stay in control. And don't underestimate the power of writing things down. Keep a medication log. Include when you take your meds, how you feel afterward, and any side effects you notice. This little habit can help your doctor make better decisions for you. It turns your routine into a roadmap, not a guessing game. If technology feels overwhelming, don't worry. You don't need a fancy app. A notepad on the fridge, a checklist by your bed, or even a magnetic whiteboard in the kitchen can work wonders. The goal is simply to see your routine clearly, so you're not relying on memory but on a system that never forgets. And one more thing, don't be afraid to simplify. Bring your full list of medications to your doctor once or twice a year and ask, do I still need all of these? You'd be surprised how often meds get continued just because no one remembers why they were started. A thoughtful review can often lead to a shorter, safer list. Your health isn't a guessing game, it's a story, one that you've been writing beautifully for decades. And now, more than ever, you deserve clarity, confidence, and peace of mind. When it comes to your medications, this isn't about fear, it's about freedom. Because when you understand what your medications are doing, and when you're taking them correctly, you're not just protecting your health, you're reclaiming your power. Let's keep that momentum going. We've uncovered some major pitfalls, but it's not about blame. It's about awareness, and it's never too late to take back control. So here we are, at the part where things begin to come together. Because now you know the pills you take every day aren't just tiny objects. They're powerful tools, but only when used correctly. And sometimes the biggest danger isn't what we're taking, but how little we know about what we're taking. That brings us to something subtle but critical, not understanding drug interactions between medications, especially ones prescribed by different doctors. Imagine this. You visit your heart doctor. She prescribes something new to help with cholesterol. Then a few weeks later, you go to your orthopedic specialist for joint pain, and they recommend an anti-inflammatory. Each one of them means well, but if no one's watching the whole picture, that cocktail of medications could create a storm inside your body. Here's the truth many people over 60 aren't told. Your body processes medication differently than it used to. Your liver slows down, your kidneys don't clear things out as quickly. So when you stack meds together, even ones that used to be fine 10 years ago, your body can get overwhelmed. What does that look like? Sometimes it's a fall you can't explain. Other times it's memory fog, unsteady walking, stomach issues, or blood pressure swings. Not one doctor may spot the cause, but together, these reactions can quietly steal your energy and your peace of mind. That's why communication is everything. It's not just about asking your doctor questions. It's about making sure every provider knows all the medications you're taking. Yes, even the supplements, even the herbal teas, even the CBD oil you tried because a friend swore by it. Bring a complete list to every appointment. Better yet, keep it printed in your wallet. Include the name, dosage, how often you take it, and why it was prescribed. Most doctors will thank you for it. You're not being difficult, you're being smart. And ask the pharmacist for a full medication review. Many do this for free. They'll check for duplicate drugs. You'd be shocked how often different pills treat the same thing. Dangerous combos and opportunities to simplify your routine. It's not about doing less, it's about doing better. And while we're talking about doing better, let's touch on something that may be the biggest shift of all: trusting yourself. Because for many people over 60, especially those who grew up in a time when doctors' orders weren't to be questioned, it can feel uncomfortable to speak up. You might think, who am I to second-guess this, or I don't want to make a fuss. But listen closely. You are the one living in your body. You are the one feeling every side effect, every dizzy spell, every moment of fatigue. That makes your voice essential, not optional, not inconvenient, essential. When something doesn't feel right, say it. If a medication is making you miserable, don't suffer silently. If you've had a change in lifestyle, weight, or diet, ask if your dosages should shift. You are not a passive passenger in this journey. You are the driver, and trust your instincts. No one, not your doctor, not your pharmacist, not even me, knows what it feels like to be in your skin every day. That experience matters. It counts. So here's what we've learned together. Timing matters. Over-the-counter meds can harm if misused. Skipping or adjusting doses without guidance is risky. And interactions, often invisible, can wreak havoc if you're not watching closely. But none of this is meant to scare you. Quite the opposite. This is a call to wake up to your power. You are not helpless in the face of medication. You are informed. You are capable. You have earned the right to protect your health, not just through prescriptions, but through knowledge, awareness, and confidence. Because here's the truth. Age doesn't weaken you. Confusion does. Silence does. But when you ask questions, when you organize your routine, when you stand up and say, something doesn't feel right, you step back into your power. And if there's one message I want you to take away from this video, it's this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Small changes, even one at a time, can protect your body, clear your mind, and return joy to your daily life. If this message spoke to you, if it made you feel seen or more aware or even a little more in control, I invite you to stay connected. Like this video. Share it with someone you love, especially if they're navigating their own medication maze. And most importantly, subscribe to the Elderly Paradox. This is more than a channel. It's a journey, a space where we honor wisdom, laugh together, grow stronger, and reclaim health with dignity and heart. Because growing older isn't the end of something. It's the beginning of living smarter, not harder. So join us. Comment below. Share your story. Let's walk this path together. Here's to you, to strength, to clarity, and to living your very best life at any age.